Welcome to another class on Gemara Journey with Rashi. We are Masecht Berachot Daf Amud Aleph. That's page 7, side 1. This will be part 3 of the class. We're going to begin with the words Mai Lema'an Da'at Tzidkot Hashem. Mai literally means, what does this verse Lema'an Da'at Tzidkot Hashem mean? So the word Mai over here is asking, what does this verse Lema'an Da'at Tzidkot Hashem? What does it mean? Because the pasuk says in Micha in Perek Vav pasuk Hey, in order for you to know the righteousness of Hashem, what happened? If you recall in the previous class, we spoke about what Bilam wanted to do to the Jewish people. And over there the pasuk says, Ami zachar na ma ya'atz Balak melech Moav, ume ana oto Bilam ben Beor min hashitim ad Gilgal, lema'an da'at tzidkot Hashem. The pasuk says, my nation, remember please what Balak the king of Moab advised Bilam to do, and what Bilam answered him, who was the son of Beor, from Shittim until Gilgal, Lema'an da'at tzidkot Hashem, in order for you to know the righteousness of Hashem your God. Now, as you guys can see, I highlighted the word Lema'an da'at tzidkot Hashem because that's what we want to focus on. But this whole verse is going on where Balak advised Bilam to go ahead and curse the Jewish people. So comes Micha and he tells the Jewish people, remember what Balak and Bilam wanted to do to you, in order for you to know the righteousness of Hashem. So now comes the Gemara in Masecht Berachot in Daf Amud Aleph, and it asks, what does this verse mean? If Balak and Bilam wanted to curse the Jewish people, why does it say in the end of the verse, Lema'an da'at tzidkot Hashem, in order for you to know the righteousness of Hashem? What does that verse mean? The Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Elazar said, Amar lahem HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to the Jewish people, De'u, you should know, Kama tzedakot asiti mahem, how much righteousness did I do with you? Shelo ka'asi b'imei Bilam HaRasha, that I didn't get angry in the days of Bilam the wicked. Why? Because had I become angry at that time when Bilam wanted to curse the Jewish people, nothing would have been left from the Jewish people. Nothing, no survivors. Now, Rabotai, I want to just share with you something over here where it says, because had I become angry, had I been angry at the days of Bilam, nothing would have been left. It says from the ones that hate the Jewish people. But it's not going on the ones that hate the Jewish people. It's actually going on the Jewish people themselves. We don't want to open the mouth of the Satan. Satan. So that's what we say, that if Hashem would have become angry in the days of Bilam, nothing would have been left from the ones that hate the Jewish people. There wouldn't have been any survivors. But really, it's not going on the ones that hate the Jewish people. It's really going on the Jewish people themselves. Because had HaKadosh Baruch Hu get angry even for one moment, and Bilam HaRasha was able to direct that moment and curse the Jewish people, chas v'shalom, nothing would have been left of us. So that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling the Jewish people, De'u, you should know, Kama tzedakot asiti imachem, how much righteousness did I do with you? Shelo ka'asi b'imei Bilam HaRasha, that I didn't get angry in the days of Bilam the evil. She'il malei ka'asi, because had I gotten angry in the days of Bilam, lo nishtayar misonehem shel Yisrael sarit palit. Nothing would have been left from the ones that hate the Jewish people, any form of survivors. And this is exactly what Bilam was telling Balak. Ma ekov lo kaboel. Uma ezom lo za'am Hashem. In Bamidbar in Perek Chav Gimel pasuk chet. Rabotai, let's see this pasuk also. Let's see this pasuk. I'll come back over here. I just want to show you the verse. It says in Bamidbar, in Perek Chav Gimel, in pasuk chet, ma ekov lo kaba el oma ezom lo za'am Hashem. Now, Rabotai, I can tell you this outside, but for those of you that are using this Gemara, let's just go to the back. Let's go to Bamidbar and Chav Gimel pasuk chet. Here. He says like this. Ma ekov la kaba el uma ezom lo za'am Hashem. So the commentary here explains, it says Midivri Bilam, these were from the words of Bilam. Bilam was telling Balak, what do you want from me? So the commentary here explains, ekov lashon kilala. It's a language of curse. So whenever you see this language right over here, when you see that language, ekov, as you guys can see, I highlighted it in green. When it says in my ekov, this language is a lashon kilala. It's a language of, it's an expression of curse. Excuse me. Meaning, Bilam was telling Balak, ma ekov et Yisrael. How do you want me to go ahead and curse the Jewish people? Why? Look, kaboel. If Hashem is not cursing the Jewish people, how can I curse them? Right? So that's what we have over here. Ma'ekov, how do you want me to curse the Jewish people? Lo kabo el. Hashem is not cursing. Okay, same root word, yeah? Same root word right over here. Same root word. Ma'ekov lo kabo el. How do you want me to curse the Jewish people? And Hashem is not cursing them. Uma ezom. And now this, Rabotai, the commentary explains what does it mean ezom? Lashon ka'as, it's an expression, it's a language of anger. Ma echos al Yisrael, how do you want me to get angry on HaKadosh Baruch Hu if Hashem is not getting angry with the Jewish people? So let's do this also, Rabotai. Okay, so if we're going to read it, we're going to read the pasuk like this. Ma'ekov lo kaboel. How do you want me to curse the Jewish people where Hashem is not cursing them? Uma ezom. How do you want me to become angry on the Jewish people? Lo za'am Hashem. Hashem is not getting angry with them. And this is what the commentary, this is the way he wants to understand the language of ekov and the language of ezom. Now that we know this, let's go back to the Gemara. Now we can understand the Gemara. Now, after we saw over here in the orange highlighted area, where HaKadosh Baruch Hu was telling the Jewish people, know the many righteousness, know the many good things that I did with you throughout this whole time when Bilam and Balak wanted to go out and curse you. I didn't get angry once, because had I gotten angry, it would have been game over. And that, Rabotai, is what we can understand when we see in the Torah, in Pasha Bamidbar, in Perek Chav Gimel Pasuk Chet, where it says V'hainu dekama, and this is what V'hainu dekama le, and this is what he said Bilam le Balak, and this is what Bilam was saying to Balak. Ma'ekov. Now we can understand the language. Ma'ekov lo kabo el. How do you want me to go ahead and curse the Jewish people if Hashem is not cursing the Jewish people? Uma ezom lo za'am Hashem. And how do you want me to go ahead and be angry on the Jewish people where Hashem is not getting angry? And this is what Hashem is telling the Jewish people. If it wouldn't have been for me calming myself down, Hashem is saying, there wouldn't have chas v'shalom be any Jew left. And this is what exactly Bilam was telling Balak. Ma'ikov lo kabo el u'ma'ezom lo za'am Hashem in Bamidbar Perek Chav Gimel Pasuk Chet. Melamed comes to teach you. This pasuk comes to teach you. This pasuk of Ma'ikov lo kabo el u'ma'ezom lo za'am Hashem. Melamed comes to teach you. Shekol otan hayamin lo za'am. All those days when Bilam was trying to curse the Jewish people and get angry in the Jewish people, Lo Za'am HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not get angry. Okay. Now, Rabotai, we spoke about this before, but interestingly enough, in the Agod V'Chinim it says, V'kama Zamo, right? We spoke about and how much is Hashem's anger. Over here, let me just get the book 1 second. 1 second, let me see this. Where do you go? V'kama Zamo here. In the Otav in Hagod V'Chinim, if you have the Gemara in front of you, he says, Hadis sha'alu od v'kama zamo ein maharitz. Chiyut kan u'maharsha avodazar davdal amud bet. He says, this is what we're asking again, how much is Hashem's anger when we already saw it in the previous class. He says, look into maharitz chiyut and the maharsha in avodazar. Okay, just let's look over there why it's bringing this down again. But we're going to do the Gemara the way it is because it's brought down. Okay, so the Gemara asks, V'kama zamo, and how much and how long is Hashem's anger? The Gemara says, Rega, 1 moment. V'kama rega, and the Gemara asks a question, how much is that 1 moment? Amar Rabbi Abin v'item Rabbi Abina. Rabbi Abin, and some say it was Rabbi Abina that said it. Rega kimemre. Rega, like it said. Ka'amirto, the way it said. How long does it take for a person to say rega? That's considered a moment. That's it. In that moment, that's how long it takes Hashem to get angry. Just for a split moment. Again, Rabotai, watch this 1 more time. I hope it's coming out good in English. When we're asking over here a question, how long is Hashem's anger? So he says rega. Like a moment. How much is that moment? How long does it take a person to say rega, meaning a moment? That is how long Hashem's anger lasts. That's a split second, I guess. So that's what he's telling us over here. V'kama za'amo, and how long is Hashem's anger? Rega, 1 moment. I'm very happy. What is it? 1 moment? 1 moment could be 1 hour. V'kama rega, and how much is 1 moment? I'm Rabbi Abin, v'itim Rabbi Abina. Rabbi Abina, and some say it was Rabbi Abina. They said, Rega kimemere. Rega, like it said. However long it takes you to say the word rega, which means moment, that's how long Hashem's anger lasts. Okay. Now, Rabotai, over here, if you guys see over here, maybe I should have made it blue. Let me see this 1 second. Okay, this is the same. Now I want to show you something. Over here, the Gemara is going to ask a question. From where do we know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets angry for 1 moment? Now, how long is that moment? However long it takes you to say 1 moment. Rega, how long was that? That's how long Hashem's anger lasts. So, this is Rashi, by the way. This over here on the to the left of the column, this is Rashi, okay? This is the Gemara. So basically with the nukudot, with the vowels, it's the Gemara. Without the vowels, it's Rashi. So the Gemara is going to ask, and we're going to say this Rashi now, right now, because it's going to only make it better, because you have to amend it a little bit. It says, My Kara'ah. What is the verse? You know something? Let me do it inside the Gemara for you guys. Okay. 1 second. Let me just do it inside over here. If you look into Rashi on the first wide line, like literally the first line in the Rashi, it says in my Kara'ah, what is the verse? If you look over there, there's an odd sign that directs me to Hagod V'Tzionim. It says, B'gemor lefanenu hagirsa umenalan. The text in the Gemara is, from where do we know it? So basically, this that we see over here, my Kara'ah, right? This that we see in my Kara'ah, you have to go ahead and you have to say the girsa is, this is really, okay. Oh, beautiful. You see over here where it says uminalan, I just highlighted in the pink. This word basically has to be over here. Okay, I hope you guys are getting it, but this has to be right over here. Wrong highlight. Let me just try this, guys. 1 second. Rabotai, it doesn't really mean much, but when you're learning Torah, when you're learning Torah, you want to always make sure to know how to learn it correctly. All right, it's not giving me. Oh, there we go. Let me see this. No. Okay, fine. Let me try one more time. Okay. Okay, Rabotai, it's not giving me. It's fine. I just want to show you here where it says uminalan in the pink. It really the Hagot V'Yichurim says it's supposed to be right over here where I'm moving my cursor. Where it says in my kra, the word uminalan has to be right over here, right? Because that's what it's going to ask. It's going to ask, how do we know uminalan derega retach? From where do we know that Hashem gets angry for one moment? So Rashi is going to tell you my kra. Basically, we'll see similar things. Where's the verse, or what is the verse? The av ahavi kerega, that Hashem's angry is for one moment. So he's going to tell you, the Gemara is going to answer, and this is what Rashi is leading you on. Because it's written in the Torah, Kirega be'apo chayim b'rtzuno. Kirega be'apo, because his anger is in one moment. Chayim b'rtzuno, and his life is for those that want it. We'll see this passage right now inside. So let's do that one more time. Whether I'm going to learn uminalan derega ratach, or whether I'm going to learn maikra, what is the verse that Hashem gets angry for one moment, is saying similar things. So Rashi is telling us over here, maikra da'af havi kerega. How do we know that Hashem's anger is for one moment? It's like one moment. Because the pasuk is going to tell us, because it's written in the Torah, kirega be'apo, because his anger is for one moment. Chayim b'rtzuno, and his life is for those that want it. We'll see this right now. I gotta, 1 second. Let me see, I gotta be able to do this. You know why? I can't learn like this, then it's gonna be bothering me. There we go. Okay. All right, Baruch Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. All right, so this is it. So the word maikra uminalan should be, the word uminalan should be where the word maikra is, but you could leave it the way it is also. That's what the Hagot V'Yichurim wanted to make that amendment. Anyway, so let's go back to the Gemara. The Gemara asks a question. Umina lan, from where do we know? Again, lan means to us, but I'm not saying to us, but I'm just saying from where do we know? Umina lan, from where do we know? Derega rata, how do we know that Hashem gets angry for one moment? So no problem, the Gemara answers, Shenimar, because it says in the pasuk, Kirega be'apo chayim b'rtzuno. It's brought down in Tehillim in Parak Lamed Pasuk Vav. Here we go, Rabotai. Now, before we do this, let's go see it in the back of the book, so this way we'll know the translation and everything. Parak Lamed Pasuk Vav. Okay. It says like this. Here. Kirega be'apo. Now, the commentary says, what does it mean, kirega? Rak rega katan charav alay Hashem be'apo. Again, this is David HaMelech saying, only a small moment, a little moment, Hashem got angry with me. Hashem's anger inflamed on me. What does it mean? Chaim birtzono. What does it mean? The one that wants life. Ube'ed shenitratzal, and when Hashem was pleased with me, hivtechani chaim arukim. Hashem promised me long life. What does it mean in the pasuk? Be'erev yalin bechi. In the evening, a person is going to lie down in crying. V'laboker inan, in the morning, he's going to wake up singing. Ken darko kasher yichateh ha'adam. This is the way when a person sins. V'yalim ba'erev, when he goes to sleep at night. Bebechi, he does it while crying. Me'apara'anut haba, for the problems that are going to come on him because of the sin. Ubishuvu midarko yitratzeh lo. But once a person returns from his bad ways and he repents and he comes back to Hashem, Hashem is pleased with him. Umiyad laboker yishlach ezrato l'tzamacho. Immediately in the morning, Hashem is going to send you help to make you happy. So let's see the pasuk over here. Again, that was the commentary. So that's what he's telling. David HaMelech is saying like this. Kirega be'apo. Remember, we're asking... Because remember, we are asking a question from where do we know that Hashem's anger is one moment? So here, clear proof in Tehillim. It says, Kirega be'apo. Hashem's anger is for one moment, right over there. So David HaMelech was saying that when Hashem was angry with him, he would have punished him very little. His anger was on him only a little bit. Chaim birtzono. How do we say that? Just 1 second. Yes. Right. And at the time when Hashem was pleased with him, he gave him long life. That's what Chaim birtzono. When Hashem was pleased with David HaMelech, he willingly went and he gave him long life. Ba'erev yalin bechi. In the evening, a person lies down with crying, because when a person sins and he goes to sleep, why is he crying after he sinned? Because of the problems that are going to come to him. But if a person is going to do teshuvah, v'labokerina, Hashem is going to go ahead and he's going to help him in the morning and he's going to make him happy. So this is the verse. But again, this is the whole verse. But what we want to see is kirega be'apo. That's what we want to see. So let's go back to the Gemara. So the Gemara asks a question. Right over here. Uminalan, from where do we know the From where do we know that Hashem gets angry for one moment? The Gemara answers. Shenema, like it says in Tehillim by David HaMelech. Kirega be'apo. Hashem was angry only for one moment. Chaim birtzono. And also, like we explained it, that when a person does teshuvah, Hashem wants to go ahead and he wants to give him life. He wants to give him long life. When Hashem is pleased with a person, he wants to give him long life. So this we saw in Tehillim in Perek Lamed Pasuk Vav. Now that's one verse where we can bring a proof that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets angry for one moment. V'i bait ema, and if you want, I'll tell you mehacha. V'i bait ema, and if you want, I will say mehacha from here. I'll give you another proof. It says, Chavi keme'at, rega, hide a little bit for a moment, ad yavor za'am, until Hashem's anger is going to pass. So that's in Yeshaya in Perek Chavav Pasuk Chav. Let's go ahead and see that in Yeshaya. Okay, Rabotai, let's also do the pasuk on this, and then we'll see it clearly inside. You know, I wish I can put this also up there, but all this is in the back. I was trying to look for the mefarshim for this. Okay, Yeshaya here. What am I looking at? Perek Chavav Pasuk Chav. Yes, okay, here we go. So the pasuk says in Yeshaya, in Perek Chavav Pasuk Chav, Lech Ami, right? The pasuk says right here, Lech Ami, go my people, Bo behadarecha, come into your chamber, into your rooms, Uzgora dalatecha be'adecha, close the doors on your own behalf, Chavi ki me'at rega, hide for a moment, Ad ya'avor za'am, until my anger passes. Now, that was the verse. Comes the commentator and he says, What does it mean, lech ami? What does it mean, go my people? Where should they go? When he says, lech ami bo behadrecha, go my people and come into your rooms, what does that mean? So he says over here, lech ami, go my people, ba bebate kanisiot bate madrashot. And meaning he says to them, go, but come to the synagogues and to the study halls. Another way you can learn this verse when it says, go my people and come into your rooms. Hitbonen al ma'asecha b'chadrei libecha. What does it mean? Lecha mi bo b'chadrecha. What does it mean, go by people and go into your room? It means contemplate on your deeds b'chadrei libecha, in the chambers of your heart. Look into your actions. That's another way you could learn it. So one way we could understand it, go by people, meaning go to the batei kanisiot, batei madrashot. Go to the synagogues and the study halls. Another way we can learn it, go ahead. What does it mean, go into your chamber? Contemplate on your deeds which are in the chambers of your heart. Now, that's lech ami bo bechadrecha. What about usgor dalatecha ba'adecha? What about close the door on your own behalf? So he says over here, v'ta'avid uvdin tavin, start doing good deeds, sheyaginu alecha, that they should protect you. Another way you could learn this verse, what does it mean, close the doors? Segur dalti picha, close your mouth, close the doors of your mouth. Shelo teharer acher midat adin, you should not chas v'shalom question the strict justice of Hashem. Chavi kimat rega, what does it mean, chavi kimat rega? Hitchaba'ai me'ad, go hide a little bit, ad ya'avor za'am, until my anger passes. Ki be'emet efkod al sonecha, because in truth, I'm going to visit my anger on your enemies. Alright, Rabotai, so this is what the verse means over here. Okay, so one more time. Lech ami bo bechadrecha, when it says go my people, meaning go my people and come into your chambers, into your rooms. One way we can understand it, go to batei kanisiot, go to batei midrashot. Another way we can understand it, go contemplate in the inner chambers of your heart. Then we said, usgor dalatecha ba'adecha, go and close the doors on your behalf. One way we could learn it, do good deeds, so they can protect, like a door. When you close it, it protects you. So it's over here, your deeds are going to protect you. Or another way we explained it, close the doors of your mouth and do not question Hashem's ways. Chavi kim'at rega ad ya'avor za'am. Go hide a little bit until Hashem's anger is going to pass. What do we see over here? We see again the word rega. We see over here, Rabotai, the word rega. Okay. We see over here, if you guys see right here where my cursor is, the word rega, right over here, and the word za'am, they're in the same pasuk. So we see over here that Hashem's anger was only for a moment, okay? So let's go back into the Gemara. Let's see this over here. And if you want, I'll say mehacha from here. Hide for almost a moment. So we see clearly over here that Hashem's anger is for one moment. This is from Yeshaya in Perek Chavav, Pasuk Chav. Okay. The Gemara is going to now ask a question. Okay, well, I don't know why I didn't highlight this. 1 second, let me see something. All right, it's fine. Maybe I should. Okay, you know something? Let me try this. The Gemara is going to ask a question. Ve'emat retach. And when did Hashem get angry? Okay, good. Now that we know Hashem's anger is only a moment, so which part of the day did Hashem get angry? Morning, afternoon, night? When is that moment? When did Hashem get angry? Amr Abaye said, in the first 3 hours. Rabotai, listen to this carefully. In the first 3 hours of the day. 1 second, Rabotai. Just give me 1 second. Amar Bai Behanik Tlata Sha'e Kamaita Ki Chivra Karbalta. The Tarnagola. Okay. Now, Rabotai, this is, the one thing that should jump on you right now is, how can you tell me Hashem's anger was in the first 3 hours of the day? If we're saying a moment, we know a moment is not 3 hours. So how can you tell me over here, Behanik Tlata Sha'e Kamaita, in the first 3 hours of the day? So the Gemara, if you look into Rashi in the orange, Rashi in the orange highlight says to your left, Betlat Sha'e Kamaita, in the first 3 hours. So it's not really in the first 3 hours. What it really means to say is like this: Be'echad miraga'ei tlat sha'ot rishonot. One moment from the 3 hours of the day. That's what he's trying to tell us. Again, Rabotai, it's not 3 hours. No, Hashem wouldn't get angry for 3 hours because that's not a moment. We know a moment is when you say rega. So, but we want to know when is that rega. It would have been in the first 3 hours. In one of those, during the 3 hours, one moment in one of those 3 hours, that's when Hashem would get angry. Ki chivra karbalta de tarnagola, when the crest of the rooster would turn white, vikai ahad kar'a, and it would stand on one leg. That is the moment when Hashem gets angry. I want to see something about that. Give me 1 second. Okay, fine, let's go ask a question. Okay. So the Gemara asks, Rabotai, one more time. When did Hashem get angry? Rabbi said, in the first 3 hours of the day. Rashi makes it clear. Don't think it's right in the first 3 hours, not 3 hours of the day. No. It's one moment from the first 3 hours of the day. And when was that? When the crest is a rooster has this thing on his head, when that would go ahead and turn white and it would stand on one leg, that's exactly the moment when Hashem would get angry. The Gemara asks a question, 1 second, does it make sense? Kol shaita v'shaita nami kai hachi. 1 second. Every moment the tarnagol sounds like that. Every moment you have the crest is white and it's standing on one leg. So what are you teaching me? No, he says no. Kol sha'ata, every moment, it be shuriyakei sumakei. Now if you look into Rashi, right here in the purple, highlighted purple, shuriyakei, he says tayish, or tayish. 1 second, let me just see. It's a tayes. Yes, tayes. Now the Hagod Vitzunim in Od Chet says, what's a tayes? Kitamim. And I'll explain to you in a second. But it's a tayes belaz. He says that every single moment there are stains. And now let's put it like this. Let's say if you have clear water and you want to go ahead and you want to put a drop of red ink inside, what are you going to see? You're going to see streaks of red coming down the water, correct? He says, Kol sha'ata, every moment when it comes to the tarnagol with his crest, it be shuriyakei sumakei. It has over there red stains, red streaks that come down on the crest. Yeah, it's white, but in the white you could see red streaks. Behahi shaita, but at that moment when Hashem gets angry, let be shuriyakei sumakei. You don't have over there the red streaks. So no, it's not the same thing. Yeah, you might see that the first 3 hours of the day, the rooster is standing on one leg and his crest is white. No. It has to be completely white because it could also have streaks of red on the crest. Now the Gemara is going to go ahead and Gemara is going to conclude with a story. I don't know why I did not highlight this. You see, the thing is, when you guys highlight something, your eyes pick up on it better. and you're able to appreciate it much more. Okay. Okay. All right, Rabbi, so here we go. All right, so the Gemara is like this. Now the Gemara is going to go ahead and is going to conclude with a story. Hahu mina, there was this one heretic, the Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, that he was in the neighborhood of Rabbi Yehoshua, the son of Levi. Bishibibute literally means neighborhood. This this heretic would pain Rabbi Yehoshua, the son of Levi, with verses, with many verses from the Torah. He would bring, he would go ahead and he would bring it against Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi. Yom Ahada, one day, Shekal Tarnogola, he took a rooster, Ve'ukmi ben Kar'ei Arasai, and he placed him between the feet of the bed, Ve'ayin Bey, and he was looking into it. Savar, he thought, when that moment is going to come, I'm going to curse that I'm going to curse that heretic. Kimata, when that moment came, Na'em, he fell asleep. Amar, then Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, when he got up, he said, Shema mina, learn from here, Lav orach ara lime'abel hahi. It is not the way of the land, it is not proper ethics to behave in such a manner to go ahead and curse people. Because what does it say in the pasuk? Verachamav al kol ma'asav. It says in the Torah, Hashem's mercies on all His creations. In Tehillim in Kuf Memei, in pasuk Tet, and then it's Ktiv, Uchtiv, and also it says Gam anosh letzadik lotov in Mishlei Perek Yuzayim pasuk Chavav. Now, Rabotai, let's go see these pasukim, and then we're going to come back over here. Here we go. No. This one. Right, it says, Tov Hashem lakol, verachamav lakol ma'asav. All right, so let's see this pasuk inside. What am I? 145, that's Kuf Mem Hey, pasuk Tet. 145, Kuf Mem Hey, pasuk Tet. Okay, so the pasuk says, Tov Hashem lakol. What does it mean that Hashem is good to all? To the bad ones and to the good ones, Hashem is good to all. All means it includes even the bad people. And His mercies on all His actions. What does that mean? On all the creations in the world. So that's what it says over here. Tov Hashem lakol. Hashem is good to all, even the bad people. Hashem is good to them also. And Hashem's mercies on all His creations of the world. That is one passage that we saw over here. And then another passage in Mishlei Perek Yuzayim pasuk Chavav. Let's see that over there. Gam anosh letzadik lotov, and also to go ahead and punish the righteous, the good. La'akod nidivim al yosher, and to go ahead and hit the generous which are going on the straight path. Let's just get this pasuk in Mishlei, Perek Yuzayim pasuk Chavav. Perek Yuzayim pasuk Chavav. 1 second. Okay, here. The commentary explains and he says, Gam enosh l'tzadik lo tov. What does that mean? Gam enosh l'tzadik lo amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu limchos Shem Yisrael me'al ha'aretz. Hashem didn't say to go ahead and erase the name of the Jewish people from the land. Ki lo tov be'enav le'anosh kulam. Because it's not good in the eyes of Hashem to go ahead and punish everybody. That's what the pasuk means. Gam enosh letzadik lo tov. It's not good to go ahead and chas v'sholom punish the righteous. It's not good to punish everyone. La'akod nidivim ale yosher. What does that mean, la'akod nidivim? To go ahead and hit the generous ones. La'akot atovim shebehem shayu nidivim. To go ahead and hit the good ones, which among them were generous. Holchim b'yosher, that we're going in the straight path, it's not good to go ahead and also hit them. So what does the pasuk say over here? Gam enosh letzadik lo tov, gam enosh letzadik lo tov lahakod nedivim al yosher. 1 second, guys. I just want to see something. Yeah. Gam enosh letzadik lo tov, to go ahead and hit the righteous means to go ahead and start punching everyone. That's not good. And to also go ahead lahakod nedivim al yosher, that's also not good. And to go ahead and hit the ones that were generous from the good people, that's also not good. Now, Rabotai, it's only Pasuki, but let's go back into the Gemara and let's see what he wanted to say. So basically, what happened over here? When Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi realized that this Amina was giving him a problem with the verses, he was bringing verses against him, he was causing him ta'ar, he was causing him pain. One day, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi took a tarnagol, he placed him between the feet of the bed, and he was staring into the rooster to wait until the crest is going to turn white so he could go ahead and curse that heretic. So when the time came, he fell asleep. That's what we said. Said Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Shema mina lav orach ara li'me'abed hach. He said it's not the proper conduct to behave in such a way. Why? Verachamav al kol ma'asav kitiv. Because it says in Tehillim Kuf Mem Hey Perik Tet that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a mercy on all His creations. So there Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi understood that it's not good to go ahead and even curse this mean, because it's also a part of Hashem's creation. Uchtiv, and so it's written in another pasuk in Mishnah in Perik Yuzayim pasuk Chavav, Gam anosh letzadik lo tov, and to go ahead and punish the tzaddik is also not good. But Rabotai, if we look into Rashi says, what Rashi wants to learn like this: letzadik lo tov la'adosh et habriot. To one who's righteous, it's not good to go ahead and punish Hashem's creations. From over here, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi learned once he fell asleep that it's not good to go ahead and curse chas v'shalom even the heretics, and he brought pasukim to go ahead and prove that that he fell asleep, Hashem didn't want him to go ahead and curse the heretic. Rabotai, let's go back to the Gemara one more time. Let's try to do this. Let's try to do this without the rashi. We'll just do it outside. Let's see if I could get it. 1 second. Yes. Everything turned yellow. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So we start over here, Rabotai. My lema'an da'at tzedkot Hashem. What does this verse mean? Lema'an da'at tzedkot Hashem. That we, the Jewish people, should know the righteousness of Hashem. Amar Rabbi Elazar said, Amar Lahim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael, Hashem said to the Jewish people, De'u, you should know, Kama tzedakot asiti machem. How much righteousness did I do with you, the Jewish people? Shelo ka'asi b'mei bil'am harasha, that I did not get angry in the days, in the days of Bilam, the wicked. She'il malei ka'asi, because had I gotten angry, Lo nishtayir misnohem shel Yisrael sarit upalit. Nothing would have been left over from the ones that hate the Jewish people. V'aynu deka'amar le Bilam le Balak, and this is what Bilam said to Balak. Ma ikov lo kabo el, or ma izom lo za'am Hashem. How do you want me to go ahead and curse the Jewish people if Hashem didn't curse them? How do you want me to get angry on the Jewish people if Hashem didn't get angry with them? Milamed, it comes to teach you, shekol otan hayamim lo za'am, comes to teach you that all those days Hashem did not get angry with the Jewish people. And this is the righteousness, this is the chesed, the kindness that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did with the Jewish people, because otherwise it would have been bad. The Gemara asks a question, V'kama zamo, and how long is Hashem's anger? Rega, Gemara says 1 moment. V'kama rega, and how much is that 1 moment? Am Rabbi Abin v'item Rabbi Abima. Rabbi Abin said, and some say it was Rabbi Abina. Rega kimimre. It's 1 moment, like you say the word rega, that's how much Hashem's anger lasts. From where do we know that Hashem gets angry for 1 moment? Because it says in the pasuk, Ki rega ba'apo chaim birtzono. Because it says in the pasuk Hashem, when it says Ki rega ba'apo, Hashem's anger was only for 1 moment. So we see over there that apo and rega is in the same verse, since they're next to each other, comes to teach you that Hashem's anger is only for 1 moment. And if you want, I'll tell you from this verse that Hashem's anger is only for 1 moment. Chavi kimiat rega adu ya'avor za'am. Go ahead, like almost a moment until Hashem's anger is going to pass. So we see over here you have the word rega and the word za'am and the word anger. Since they're in the same pasuk, we're going to tell you that Hashem's anger is only for one moment. The Gemara asked a question, and when did Hashem get angry? Amar Abai said, Behanech talat sha'ikamaita. Hashem got angry in the first 3 hours of the day. Rashi explained it doesn't necessarily mean those all 3 hours, it means a moment from those 3 hours. Ki chivra kirbalta de tornagolo v'kaya achad kar'a. When the crest of the chicken would turn white and he was standing on his one foot, that is the moment when HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in the first 3 hours of the day, that's the moment when Hashem gets angry. The Gemara asks a question, 1 second. Call shata v'shata namikai hach. 1 second. Every single moment the rooster stands like that and his crest is white. The Gemara says no. Call shata, every moment, it beishuri akei sumakei. It has streaks of red on the white crest. But at that moment when Hashem gets angry, let beishuri akei sumakei. You don't have over there streaks of red, it's completely white. That means that heretic that was in the neighborhood of Rabbi Shua, the son of Levi, he would pain Rabbi Shua ben Levi with the verses with many verses from the Torah. One day, Shakal Tarnugola, Rabbi Shua ben Levi took a rooster, he placed him between the beds, between the feet of the bed. And he was looking into it, waiting until the crest is going to turn completely white. Savar, he thought, when that moment is going to come, I'm going to curse the heretic. When that moment came, he fell asleep. Amar Rabbi Shua ben Levi says, Shemami, now learn from here. Learn from the action, the fact that he fell asleep. It is not the proper way to behave like this. Why? Because it says in the Torah that Hashem is merciful on all His creations. And so it's written in the pasuk that it's also not good to go ahead and punish the tzaddik. But we saw over there, Rashi explained that it's not good for a righteous person to go ahead and punish Hashem's creation. Rabotai, have a great day. Baruch.